Hey guys, Gaston with Rough Country. Today we're going to be installing our HT power boards on this 2026 Chevy Silverado. Now the HT power board is the perfect option for your truck, whether it's lifted or stock height, because they tuck up and out of the way when you don't need them, and when they're deployed, they're exactly where you want them. They cover up that nasty pinch weld and make your truck look that much better. Let's take a look at what's included. First up, we've got our mounting bracketry and motors. These high torque motors make sure that the steps movement is quick, reliable, and consistent, whether it's deploying down into the step position or returning up to the park. And they allow for a maximum weight rating of 660 pounds per side. The lightweight aluminum steps have a 6-inch stepping platform with an anti-slip pattern to ensure confidence underfoot. They're also coated in a satin black for years of service. Installation is a breeze with the plug-and-play ECU and wiring harnesses, as well as magnetic switches and LED lights. We also include wire ties and, of course, all the necessary mounting hardware. Now, this is definitely an install that you can do at home in the driveway. Let's get the truck on the lift and install these steps. Our first step is going to be to install our aluminum linkage onto our mounting brackets. To do that, we're going to use our carriage bolts and our flange lock nuts. Let me show you. All right, all four are going to install exactly the same. Let's get those knocked out and we'll move on to the next step. No pun intended. The square on the carriage bolt is going to fit right down in the square hole, so you don't have to have a second wrench holding the bolt when you tighten up the nut. We've got all our linkage bolted to our brackets, including the motors. Now we're ready to install those onto the truck. We're going to install these using factory mounting locations. On the front, we do need to add a flag bolt, so we'll get the truck up in the air and I'll show you how to do that. Now these mounting points are specific to the 19 to 26 GM Chevrolet 15, 25, and 3500, but the overall installation of the HT power boards is going to be pretty much the same no matter what truck you have. Now this is our driver's side front. We're going to use this mounting hole from the factory, this mounting hole from the factory, and here we're going to remove this factory plug. We're going to insert this bolt plate. Plate goes into the hole, bolt's poking out. Okay. All right. And now we're going to take our plastic retainer, slide it over the bolt just to hold it in place until we're ready to mount our bracketry and motor. Now to mount the bracketry to the rocker panel, we're going to use our supplied bolt. We're going to drop our lock washer on that, and then we're going to drop our flat washer onto that. We'll use 2 of these, and then we've also got a flat washer, a lock washer, and a nut to go on our bolt plate. We're just going to set this up in place, line everything up. Once I get this bolt started, it should hold itself up there. And we've got our third bolt going in to the bottom of the rocker. Now the rears are going to bolt up in 4 factory locations, just like the front. We'll go ahead and get that installed. Then we'll jump over to the passenger side, which is going to be exactly the same as the driver's side install. With those mounted up, we're going to go ahead and lower the truck back down and reposition ourselves under the hood so we can mount the ECU and begin running our wiring. Okay, with the truck on the ground, we're under the hood, ready to wire up the system. We're going to locate a position for our ECU and begin routing our wires to the battery, as well as down to the passenger side motors and LEDs, and across the cowl and down to the driver's side. Let's get going. Now, where you want to mount your ECU is up to you. You want it close to the battery, but other than that, as long as it's out of the elements, you should be fine. I'm going to locate it here on top of this fuse box, but I'm going to do it with some hook and loop fasteners. That way, if I need to remove it, I can, and we still have access to this box as well as this box. I've cleaned the top off with some alcohol as well as the bottom side of the ECU. Now I'm going to attach my hook and loop fasteners, secure that. That way I know where I'm going to plug in and how I can begin to route my wires. But I can still, if I need to pull the whole thing up, I can, or I can remove it. Now we've got our main harness. Now this looks a little intimidating, but it isn't. We've got our main 2 ECU plugs, those are obvious, and everything else is clearly marked. Battery negative, battery positive, LED passenger, motor passenger, and so forth. All I need to do now is lay this out and begin plugging it into the ECU and routing it where it goes. So I've unrolled our harness and I have it tentatively laid in place. We've got our passenger side components running to the passenger side. We've got our driver side components running over to the driver's side, and our battery connections are just pushed to the back here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the fuse from the positive battery connection. That way we can go ahead and run our wiring and connect to the battery without worry. We'll go ahead and connect our ECU connections, click those into place. Then we'll route our wiring around the battery, connect our positive and negative battery leads. We're gonna drop our passenger side wiring down the passenger side wheel well. The driver side wiring is gonna go across the cowl and get secured with zip ties. After we do that, we'll drop it down the driver side wheel well and we'll be ready to get back under the truck. We've got our wiring routed down each wheel well to the lower portion of the frame of the truck. Now, if you're playing along at home, this is where you get on the ground and run your wires. I'm gonna hit the lift, get the truck up in the air so you can watch me do it. We also include the LED harnesses. There's a shorter one and a longer one. The shorter one is gonna go to the side that your battery's on, in this case, the passenger side. Longer one is gonna go to the driver's side. With the truck up in the air, we'll go ahead and connect our LED harness to the harness we dropped down from the engine compartment on the passenger side here. We've already connected it on the driver's side. We actually needed the additional length to run it all the way down, so be aware of that. So now we've got our wiring for our magnetic switches hanging. Those go inside the cab. We've also got our wiring for our motor and our LED lights. We're gonna set these aside for now and focus on the motor and the LED lights. I'm gonna go ahead and mount our LED lights in place. That way we can route this harness, get it all tucked up and tied up nice. Once we do that, we have the motor plugged in and the lights plugged in and installed. We will go inside the truck, so we'll bring it down for a final time. I'll show you how to route the wiring into the cab to connect the magnetic switches. LED lights install with a 3M adhesive. We'll clean off an area on the rocker panel and install the light. This is just a little rubbing alcohol. Degrease the area, make sure we get a good clean adhesion. We're gonna do that 3 more times for a total of 2 lights per side. Our lights are installed and wired up, as well as our motors. We've taken the time to tuck the wiring up, get it out of the way, and now we are ready to lower the truck down. We're gonna move it away from the lift so we can get into the interior. Now that we're in the interior, we're gonna remove some panels. I'm gonna take the floor mat out, remove this kick panel, this sill panel. I'm also gonna pop this B pillar panel loose. We're gonna do the same in the rear with the sill panel as well as the C pillar panel, just giving us room to route our wiring so we can mount our magnetic switches. Doesn't have to be removed, but we do need to be able to run our wires up through here. So that should be good. Now we're gonna pull the carpet back, and right here, this is a plastic grommet. We're gonna drill through it and run our wires up. Now you do want to be careful and check and make sure there aren't any wires or any kind of fuel lines or anything in the way before you drill. Now we can feed our wires through this hole and run them to where we're gonna install our switches. We're gonna repeat this on the passenger side as well. The grommet's in pretty much the exact same location over there. Now we'll just route our wires front to the location where the front magnetic switch is going to be and back to the back. Now this will actually be inside the trim, but I'm going to bring it on up here so I can mount the switch and plug it in, and then I'll tuck the wires. Now we're going to install our switches. I've already cleaned off the surface. We'll peel off the backing, and I'm going to set it just below the striker here. And we'll plug the switch in and tuck the wiring behind the trim. Now we need to line the magnet up with the magnetic switch so when the door closes, it closes the circuit and brings the step up. A little trick I've used over the years is I take a little piece of foam, stick it to the magnetic switch itself, take a paint pen and mark the foam just enough. And if the foam's tall enough, when it hits the door, it should leave a mark. We'll repeat that on the other 3 doors. Now that we've got our wiring complete and all of our electrical connections made, we can go ahead and install our fuse permanently. That way we can check to make sure that our magnetic switches are working properly, our motors are working, and our LED lights are coming on. Now we're ready to install our steps onto our armature. We're going to do that using these carriage bolts, flat washers, and lock nuts. I'm going to open the door so that the armature drops down, makes it a little easier for me to install. We're going to slide these into the track on the steps, then we'll flip them over, line them up with the holes on the armature, tighten them down, and we'll be done with the install. Now I've got all the bolts started by hand, we'll go ahead and even the step up on the rocker arm where we want it and tighten those down with a ratchet. And that's all it takes to install the HT Power Boards by Rough Country, a step that's the perfect solution whether your truck's lifted or factory height. It's out of the way when you don't need it, and when you do, it's exactly where you want it. Check them out today at roughcountry.com.